What is real? What is reality? Where is it that we find ourselves? Well, I don't really believe that there's an actual answer to that question, but I've thought about it a lot. And this video is going to get a little bit personal off the bat, but stick with me. Stick with me. So, when I was a kid, I had a lot of hallucinations. I was a very, I'm still a bit of a head case today, but I've certainly gotten better at piloting this thing. But when I was a kid, I had multiple abduction experiences. I hallucinated aliens and monsters. One of my favorites was a bouncy ball in a windowsill, and it started like wibbling, bouncing, and it sort of bounce from side to side. Oh my, and then more and more momentum. It just kept building till it was violently slamming into every frame, and it does that, and then it reverses the process. It slows down until it comes to rest in exactly the same spot, and then it unfolds into the spider that it always was, I guess, and crawls down the wall, and I'm looking at this from bed, out the doorway. There's the window. I'm horrified. I stay up for hours till I finally pass out. I get up in the morning. There was never any ball. And for the longest time it was so confusing to me. How could the brain place something out there in reality? Well, it's taken me a long time to come to this conclusion because our culture is one that insists that we have access to the world in and of itself, the thing in itself. It's to me just an absurd position, and the fact that it is um, the common position, the default position, I think makes the life of people who have these sort of positive schizo things dropped into their world, it makes life so difficult for them because I don't know. I pick up my lighting remote, right? That's that's pretty real. It seems like it seems. I guess we're blue now. It seems to have this weight, this reality to it. I experience it directly. And because the culture affirms that intuition that I'm sure all complex animals have, that there is something out there beyond ourselves when I touch the mic that's real. Um, but in my opinion, no. No, it isn't. In my opinion, I look out at these four walls. Well, actually, there's quite a, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then there's like there's four in the kitchen. There's a lot of walls. Whatever. Um, I think of myself as in a place. I'm here in, whatever, southern Wyoming. And Wyoming is in the United States, and the United States is on planet Earth, and orbits this star we call the sun, and that star is in this thing called the Milky Way. Big swirly mess. And it's just one of many, and they form these big superstructures, and out out there somewhere, 13 billion light years distant, or no, it's bigger than that. But the edge of the observable universe. And that's our world, you know? That's the model of the universe that I have in my head. But where, pray tell, is the inside of my skull? Well, if you ask me, just outside that. Outside the observable universe, there it is. Or, you know, if I'm not thinking about my model of the universe actively, then it's outside these, you know, N whatever walls. I've always thought that well, not always, but ever since I've come to this position, which is, you know, I'm talking about ontology here, and I'm pretty sure, you know, I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure I'm a phenomenologist, is the word. I believe that whatever this is, whatever this dream is, it might be a reflection of a higher reality, but we can't know that. You know, this is going to be a little rambly, and I get that this kind of stuff isn't for everybody. This is, you know, I do consider myself to, you know, I'm an artist, I'm a philosopher, uh, and I do consider philosophy to just be an art form of many, you know. And I think the best philosophy is, you know, you're going after truth. I don't think such a thing exists. It's it's about elegant descriptions of of this, of our condition. And the idea that I can experience a thing in itself, that the reality in which I live is just an inelegant answer. And it doesn't help anyone. I firmly believe that if we taught what I believe to be a more accurate model of reality, that we are, in fact, in a sort of biological simulation created by our minds, then I don't think schizophrenics would have such a hard time. Like, it would be so much easier to believe that the things you that the scorpions in the walls and the space bats come to steal your brainwaves, and the oh my god, everyone's stalking me. It'd be so much easier to believe that those things are not real if you are taught from an early age that none of it is real. That just because it's stubborn, that everyone seems to agree, does not mean that it is the true reality. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. What I'm doing here, this art, artistic expression, and language in general, is inherently social. We're a social species. But why would I bother talking to you if I didn't believe that you existed? So this is something where instinct meets intellect, where our strategy, there's a contradiction. On one hand, we are the wise apes, but on the other hand, we're apes, and we live in tribes. You know, we live in little social groups, and our socializing is a need. If we don't get it, that we are in pretty shabby shape. So I and I've come to this conclusion. I've always been one against faith. I think against supernaturalism, against extra empirical nonsense. Empiricism is essential to the social experiment. We need to acknowledge the dream, the shared hallucination, if we want to respect each other. It's a prerequisite. It's absolutely essential. And I know that we can be more, but we need to excise faith, supernaturalism, and just this hatred for empirical reality. Everyone wants to write their own story about what's going on. Well, there's just the one, okay? And it behooves us to be accurate about it. There is no truth in it, but there is accuracy. Here's the problem, though, is that I'm talking to you. And again, why would I do that if you're just a philosophical zombie, an empty shell? You don't actually experience anything. I'm just talking to a camera, and you're all hallucinations. Why would I do that? Well, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. That is the faith that you cannot destroy. That's why faith is so central to our experience, is because we need to believe that we're real. At least as real as identity allows us to be. That's another video. I don't know. Some people, I talk to them about these things, they think my outlook is bleak. Maybe it is. At least a little. But, again, it's accurate as far as I can tell. I don't know. I think we made a mistake a long time ago. Plato made a mistake a long time ago. Plato divided the world into this imperfect material place where we exist. And then above it, somehow, is the world of forms. Perfect, idealized, abstract. The true essence of a tree, the true essence of a dog, the true essence of a man. And he had it all topsy-turvy. We live in an imperfect world of forms. Our world is idea first, cognition first. We create this world that we're in just by being around. And if there is a true material world, if the faith holds true and you are real, then it's the perfect world, forever beyond our reach. Down here in the world of forms, we have yellow and blue. But no such thing exists in reality if it is truly there. It's just a wavelength. It has no qualia, no experience. It doesn't feel like anything. It doesn't burn your eyes to look into it, because burning is a sensation. And so is color, something created by the brain. We all understand that animals experience smells differently. Things that make us recoil in disgust. Our dogs are like, oh man, that's really something. I gotta check that out, And so I don't think no one would argue that there's a true smell, but lots of people want to believe that when we see the color yellow or the color blue or red, back when that was a thing, rest in peace. And we want to believe that that's real. Everyone said, or maybe not everyone, but if you don't know, the color magenta definitely does not exist. There's no question about it. Indigo, violet, magenta, rose, and those colors aren't real. Everything between blue and red, because you know what's after blue? Ultraviolet. And do you know what's after red on the other side? Infrared. There is no such thing as purple, as magenta. That's not real. And people kind of take this as a curiosity, but no, this is the nicked edge of the sticker. You can peel it off from here. All the other colors are just as illusory. The fact that they happen to line up to a wavelength of light means nothing. There's no, you can't tell just from looking at it that magenta is not real. We had to make discoveries to understand that. And so we should take that as a hint to the true nature of what's going on. I think I've been fairly concise. I think that's a good introduction to my thoughts. Um, thank you for watching. I've been Appleby. Please give me a comment. I want to know what you think about this one.